हेलो फ्रेंड्स, स्वागत जनाए आपण मानक मोर चैनल मो एग्जाम साथी को। तो फ्रेंड्स, आज आम डिस्कशन करवा जनरल साइंस रो 200 प्लस क्वेश्चन आम डिस्कशन करवा। ये आमर बायोलॉजी विषय रे, फिजिक्स और केमिस्ट्री ए विषय आम बहुत अल्प कुछ क्वेश्चन डिस्कशन करवा, जहाँकि एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू रे बहुत बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट। यार पीडीएफ टी आपण माने मोर टेलीग्राम ग्रुप रे पाइबे। डिस्क्रिप्शन रे टेलीग्राम ग्रुप रो लिंक टा अच्छे, आपण जाई टेलीग्राम ग्रुप रे जॉइन जांतो और ए पीडीएफ टी पाई जांतो। हमर चैनल रे आपण माने नुआ रे आस्थिले हमर चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देबे और आपण मानक सांग मानक सहित मध्य शेयर कर देबे, जो द्वारा कि आगु को हम मानक आहुरी वीडियो बनेवा पई और मोटिवेशन मिलेगा। तो चलो तो देरी न करी आज वीडियो को आरंभ करवा। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन होची व्हाट इज द बेसिक यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ। एटा होची सेल। सेल होची बेसिक यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ। नेक्स्ट, नेम टू यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिज्म। दुईटी यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिज्म कौन ना अमीबा बैक्टीरिया। नेक्स्ट, नेम टू मल्टीसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिज्म होची ह्यूमन प्लांट्स। Who proposed the original cell theory? किए प्रपोज करते सेल थ्योरी ना स्क्लेडन एंड स्क्वान। नेक्स्ट, who added the concept that all cell arise from pre-existing cell? एटा होची रुडोल्फ विर्चो। रुडोल्फ विर्चो। नेक्स्ट, which type of cell lacks a true nucleus? एटा होची prokaryotic cell. नेक्स्ट, where is the genetic material located in a prokaryotic cell? एटा होची nucleoid. Next, what type of ribosomes are found in prokaryotic cell? एटा होची 70S type. Next, what type of ribosome are found in eukaryotic cells? एटा होची 80S type. Next, how do you prokaryotic cell primarily divided? एटा होची binary fission. Next, how do eukaryotic cell primarily divided? एटा होची mitosis or meiosis. Next, which cell component is present in plant cell but absent in animal cell? एटा होची cell wall. Next, which cell has a large central vacuole? एटा होची plant cell. Next, what shape do plant cell generally have? Fixed, rectangular. Next, what is the plasma membrane made of? Lipids and protein. Next, which cell organelle is the control center of the cell? एटा होची nucleus. Next, which organelle is known as the powerhouse of the cell? एटा होची mitochondria. Next, what is the primary function of mitochondria? एटा होची site of cellular respiration, produces ATP. Next, which organelle is known as the protein factory of the cell? एटा होची ribosome. Next, what is the raw endoplasmic reticulum studied with? एटा होची ribosome. Next, what does the smooth endoplasmic reticulum synthesize? एटा होची lipid. Next, which organelle is the post office of the cell? एटा होची Golgi apparatus. Next, which organelle is known as the suicidal bag of the cell? एटा होची lysosome. Next, what do vacuoles maintain in plant cell? एटा होची turgidity. Next, which organelle is the kitchen of the cell? एटा होची plastid, chloroplast. Next, which animal cell only organelle initiate cell division? एटा होची centrosome. Next होची what is the longest cell in the human body? एटा होची nerve cell. Next, which cells control the opening and closing of stomata in plants? एटा होची guard cell. Next, who discovered the cell? एटा होची Robert Hooke. Next, what system secretes hormones directly into the blood? एटा होची endocrine system. Next, what are chemical messengers that control body functions called hormone. Next, which gland is known as the master gland? Pituitary gland. Next, what disorder is caused by iodine deficiency? Goitre. Next, what disorder is caused by a lack of insulin? Diabetes mellitus. Next, excess growth hormone causes what condition? Gigantism. Next, which hormone stimulate uterine contraction during childbirth? Oxytocin. Next, which gland regulates the basal metabolic rate? BMR. Thyroid gland. Next, which hormone acts as the emergency hormone? Fight or flight? Adrenaline. Next, which gland secretes cortisol? Adrenal cortex. Next, which cell in the pancreas secrete insulin? Beta cell. Next, which cell in the pancreas secrete glucagon? Alpha cell. Next, which hormone regulates the sleep-wake cycle? Melatonin. Next, which gland secretes melatonin? Pineal gland. Next, which hormone produces male secondary sexual characteristic? Testosterone. Next, which hormone regulates the female menstrual cycle and pregnancy? Estrogen and progesterone. Next, where does the digestion of carbohydrate begin? Mouth, buccal cavity. Next, which enzyme in the saliva converts starch into sugar? Salivary amylase. Next, what muscular movement passes food down the esophagus? Peristalsis. Next, which acid is secreted in the stomach to kill bacteria? Hydrochloric acid, HCl. Next, which enzyme in the stomach digests protein into peptones? Pepsin. Next, which organ is the main site of digestion and absorption? Small intestine. Next, what is the largest gland in the human body? Liver. Next, what does bile do? Emulsifies fats. Next, where is bile produced and stored? Produced in liver, stored in gallbladder. Next, which part of the digestive system absorbs water and forms feces? Large intestine. Next, which enzyme breaks starch into glucose? Amylase. Next, which enzyme breaks protein into amino acid? Protease, pepsin, trypsin. Which enzyme breaks fats into fatty acid and glycerol? Lipase. Next, what structure in the small intestine mainly absorbs digested food? Villi. Next, what is the longest part of the digestive system? Small intestine, about 6 meters. Next, what percentage of blood is plasma? Approximately 55%. Next, which blood cell contain hemoglobin? Red blood cell, RBC. Next, what is the main function of the white blood cell? WBCs. Defense mechanism or immunity. Next, which blood component is involved in blood clotting? Platelet, thrombocyte. Next, what type of circulatory system do humans have? Double circulation system. Next, how many chambers does the human heart have? 4 chambers. 2 atria or 2 ventricles. Next, which vessel carry blood away from the heart? Arteries. Next, which vessel carry blood toward the heart? Veins. Which artery carries deoxygenated blood? Pulmonary artery. Next, which vein carries oxygenated blood? Pulmonary vein. Next, what is the normal human heart rate? 72 beats per minute. Next, what is normal blood pressure? Approximately 120 up to 80 millimeter Hg. Next, What is the lifespan of red blood cell? About 120 days. Next, where are red blood cell produced? It is bone marrow. Next, which blood group is the universal donor? It is O negative. Next, which blood group is the universal recipient? It is AB positive. Next, which part of the eye allows and bends light into the eye? It is cornea. Next, which part of the eye controls the size of the pupil? It is iris. Next, where does the lens focus light to form an image? It is retina. Next, which cell in the retina are sensitive to dim light? It is rods. Next, which cell in the retina are sensitive to bright light and colors? It is cones. Next, what defect is known as nearsightedness? It is myopia. Next, which lens correct myopia? It is concave lens. Next, what defect is known as foresightedness? It is hypermetropia. Next, which lens corrects hypermetropia? It is convex lens. Next, what part of the ear collects sound waves? It is pinea, outer ear. Next, name of the 3 tiny bones in the middle ear. It is malleus, incus, stapes. Next, which part of the inner ear converts mechanical vibration into nerve impulses? It is cochlea. Next, which part of the ear maintains body balance and equilibrium? It is vestibular apparatus, semicircular canals. Next, how many permanent teeth do adult humans typically have? 32. Next, which teeth are used for cutting and biting food? It is incisors. Next, which teeth are sharp and pointed for tearing tough food? It is canines. Next, what is the hardest substance covering the crown or of a tooth? It is enamel. Next, what type of teeth are humans classified as having since they get 2 sets in a lifetime? It is diphyodont. Next, which type of asexual reproduction occurs in amoeba? It is binary fission. Next, which type of asexual reproduction occurs in plasmodium? It is multiple fission. Next, which asexual reproduction method is used by hydra and yeast? It is budding. Next, what is the reproduction where an egg develops without fertilization called parthenogenesis? Next, what is the formation of sperms called spermatogenesis? Next, what is a fertilized egg called zygote? Next, which male organ produces sperms and testosterone? It is testis. Next, which structure connect the mother and fetus for nutrient? It is placenta. Next, where does fertilization occur in females? It is fallopian tubes, oviduct. Next, what is the site of fetal development? It is uterus, womb. What type of respiration occurs without oxygen? It is anaerobic respiration, which is fermentation. Next, what is the common passage for both air and food? It is pharynx. Next, what is the voice box called? Larynx. Next, what is the windpipe called? Trachea. Next, what prevents the entry of food into the trachea? It is epiglottis. Next, what are the functional unit of the lungs? It is alveoli. Next, what are the primary excretory organ that filter blood? It is kidneys. Next, what is the functional unit of the kidney? It is nephron. Next, where is the urea produced? It is liver. Next, who is proposed the DNA double helix model? It is Watson and Crick, 1953. Next, who is the father of genetics एटा होची ग्रेगर मेंडल नेक्स्ट what nitrogen base is present in RNA instead of thymine एटा होची uracil what is the synthesis of RNA from DNA called transcription next what is the process of cells making protein from mRNA called translation next होची who proposed the fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane एटा होची Singer and Nicholson next होची who coined the term chromosome एटा होची Waldeyer next how much energy does 1 gram of carbohydrate provide एटा होची 4.1 kilocalorie next which carbohydrate is the sweetest of all sugar एटा होची fructose next होची what deficiency causes kwashiorkor एटा होची protein next which disease is caused by deficiency of protein carbons and fat in infants एटा होची marasmus next होची how much energy does fat provide एटा होची 9 kilocalorie next which vitamin is retinol causing night blindness if deficient एटा होची vitamin A next which vitamin is synthesized in skin cell via sunlight एटा होची vitamin D calciferol next which vitamin affects blood clotting एटा होची vitamin K phyloquinone next what disease is caused by vitamin C deficiency एटा होची scurvy next what disease is caused by vitamin B1 deficiency एटा होची beriberi next which pathogen causes typhoid एटा होची salmonella typhi bacteria next which test diagnoses typhoid एटा होची Widal test next which vector transmits malaria एटा होची female anopheles mosquito next which vector transmit dengue एटा होची Aedes aegypti mosquito next which disease is caused by mycobacterium tuberculosis एटा होची tuberculosis TB next what genetic disorder is caused by trisomy 21 एटा होची Down syndrome next what is the zone of junction between two biomes एटा होची ecotone next होची which organism make their own food एटा होची primary producer autotrophs next होची which organism break down complex organic compound into simpler forms एटा होची decomposers next which plant hormone is responsible for cell wall elongation and apical dominance एटा होची auxin next which plant hormone breaks seed dormancy and causes stem elongation एटा होची giberellin next which gaseous plant hormone causes fruit ripening एटा होची ethylene next what is the primary site of light dependent photosynthesis reaction एटा होची thylakoid membrane grana next what is the primary site of dark photosynthesis reaction एटा होची stroma next होची what are the raw material for photosynthesis एटा होची carbon dioxide CO2 water sunlight chlorophyll next होची which plants open their stomata at night to fix carbon dioxide एटा होची cam plants next what is the end product of anaerobic respiration in human muscle cells एटा होची lactic acid next होची what is the total path covered by an object called distance scalar next होची what is the shortest straight line between initial and final position called displacement एटा होची vector next होची what is Newton's first law also known as एटा होची law of inertia next होची what is the formula for Newton's second law एटा होची F equal to ma force equal to mass into acceleration next होची what is the unit of force एटा होची Newton next what is work force into displacement work equal to force into s into cos theta next one is work 0 it is when force is perpendicular to displacement that is theta equal to 90 degree नेक्स्ट होची व्हाट इज द एसआई यूनिट ऑफ वर्क एंड एनर्जी एटा होची जूल नेक्स्ट व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला फॉर काइनेटिक एनर्जी एटा होची काइनेटिक एनर्जी के इक्वल टू हाफ mv स्क्वायर मास v फॉर वेलोसिटी नेक्स्ट व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला फॉर पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इक्वल टू mgh नेक्स्ट व्हाट इज द रेट ऑफ डूइंग वर्क एटा होची पावर नेक्स्ट व्हाट इज द एसआई यूनिट ऑफ पावर एटा होची वाट नेक्स्ट होची 1 horse power equal to how many watt एटा होची 746 watt नेक्स्ट होची what type of waves are sound waves एटा होची longitudinal mechanical waves नेक्स्ट होची what type of waves are light waves एटा होची transverse electromagnetic waves नेक्स्ट होची what is the audible frequency range for human एटा होची 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz नेक्स्ट what is the sound below 20 Hz called infrasonic next what is sound above 20 kilohertz called eta hochi ultrasonic next what is the distance between two consecutive crests called wavelength next what is the unit of frequency hochi hertz next which medium does sound travel fastest in eta hochi solid what is the SI unit of thermodynamic temperature एटा होची Kelvin next होची what is the value of speed of light in a vacuum एटा होची 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second next what minor forms a virtual erect and diminished image for rear view in vehicles एटा होची convex lens next होची what lens is used in magnifying glasses एटा होची convex lens next what phenomenon split with white light into color एटा होची dispersion next what is ohm's law b equal to ir next what is the SI unit of resistance एटा होची ohm next what is the unit of potential difference voltage जोटा कि volt next what law states pressure is transmitted undiminished in enclosed fluids एटा होची Pascal law next what principle explains buoyancy एटा होची Archimedes principle next what causes spherical raindrops and capillary rise एटा होची surface tension next what does a barometer measure एटा होची atmospheric pressure next what does a hygrometer measure एटा होची humidity in air next what instrument measure blood pressure एटा होची sphygmomanometer next what does a lactometer measure एटा होची purity of milk next होची who discovered radioactivity एटा होची Henry Becquerel next which radioactive radium has the highest penetration एटा होची gamma radiation electromagnetic wave next होची what is the equation for nuclear energy एटा होची E equal to mc square Einstein next what is the pH range of acid एटा होची less than 7 next what color do acid turn blue litmus paper एटा होची red next what color do bases turn red litmus paper एटा होची blue next what is produced when an acid react with a base एटा होची salt plus water neutralization next what gas is released when an acid react with a metal एटा होची hydrogen gas H2 next which acid is present in the human stomach एटा होची hydrochloric acid HCl next होची which acid is found in vinegar एटा होची acetic acid next which acid is found in citrus fruit एटा होची citric acid next what is the chemical name for baking soda एटा होची sodium hydrogen carbonate NaHCO3 next what is the chemical formula for washing soda एटा होची Na2CO3 10H2O next what compound is used for setting fractured bones एटा होची plaster of Paris CaSO4 half H2O next what is the chemical name of bleaching powder एटा होची calcium oxychloride एटा होची CaOCl2 next which metal is liquid at room temperature एटा होची mercury Hg which non-metal is liquid at room temperature एटा होची bromine next होची which non-metal is a good conductor of electricity ଏଟା ହେଉଛି graphite next ହେଉଛି what is the hardest natural substance ଏଟା ହେଉଛି diamond next ହେଉଛି which metal are so soft they can be cut with a knife ଏଟା ହେଉଛି sodium and potassium next what process coats iron with zinc to prevent rusting ଏଟା ହେଉଛି galvanization next ହେଉଛି what type of change is rusting of iron ଏଟା ହେଉଛି chemical change next what type of change is melting of ice ଏଟା ହେଉଛି physical change next what is the most abundant gas in the earth's atmosphere ଏଟା ହେଉଛି nitrogen approximately 78% next which gas is a major contributor to the greenhouse effect ଏଟା ହେଉଛି carbon dioxide CO2 next ହେଉଛି which layer of the atmosphere contain the ozone layer एटा होची stratosphere next what are the subatomic particles in the nucleus of an atom एटा होची protons and neutrons next what is the mass number of an atom एटा होची total number of proton plus neutron nucleons next what are the atoms with the same atomic number but different mass number called एटा कोन isotope next what bond involves the complete transfer of electrons एटा होची ionic bond next होची what bond involves the mutual sharing of electrons एटा होची covalent bond next what is the loss of electrons or addition of oxygen called एटा कोन oxidation next what is the gain of electrons or removal of oxygen called एटा होची reduction next होची which law states that mass is neither created nor destroyed एटा होची law of conservation of mass Lavoisier next होची what is the chemical formula of laughing gas एटा होची nitrous oxide एटा होची N2O तो आज वीडियो समाप्त होला यार वीडियो पाइबा चाहिए आपण माने मो टेलीग्राम ग्रुप रे आमर टेलीग्राम ग्रुप रे जॉइन हो जांतु जो द्वारा कि आपण ए पीडीएफ टी पाई परिबे आ ए वीडियो रे आपण माने को भल लागिले आपण हमर चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देबे आ आपण